A fighter trains with the best and wins with a KO. Kelly Orchard's podcast for successful badassery. Certifying badasses, one podcast at a time. This is badass territory. No sniveling.
That's right, Mr. Ocean. There is no crying in successful badassery. That is the absolute truth. This is badass territory. No sniveling. Hey, everybody. Kelly Orchard, the badass certifier. So happy that you're here with me because you're a badass too, right? I mean, that's what this is all about, is understanding that your attitude determines your success. And my program of creating a badass attitude, you know, it's like some people get a little misconstrued thinking that it means you're harsh or hardcore, and that's not the truth. I got to tell you, though, I'm thrilled with the people that are posting pictures of this sticker on their social media and then tagging me and telling me that they love it. It's been happening on Instagram and on Facebook. I have a plethora of licensed to be badass stickers that you can represent yourself as a licensed badass. Yes, that's right. So that's one of the things. If you want to get started and you're not already on my email list, all you got to do is go to my website and download my Badass Habits ebook. 31 micro habits, mental health ones that you can start and try each day. Little small challenges that will give you something to work on, but it's not overwhelming. It does take a little effort though. And then you have the Badass Habits ebook. And then when you click on the little button that says, yes, send me a sticker, it is literally me personally handwriting your envelope that says badass with your name on it. And then I stick a sticker in the envelope. So I would love for you to be representing your badassery with a license to be badass sticker. So make sure you get yours. It's really easy. It's free. All you got to do is download my Badass Habits ebook and get on my email list because I've got merchandise coming. Yeah, that's right. I've had a little bit of delay. I reached out to some people over the weekend and said, hey, let's get some pre-orders in. I'm not looking to be a clothing designer or a big merchandiser just yet. I want to try out some of these items. So you can get your first dibs, or you can be the first one to get dibs on a badass, license to be badass hoodie or a stainless steel water bottle. So you can too. You who are listening to the podcast, all you got to do is send me a private message, hit me up with an email. I'm not making a big deal out of this, but I do already have a lot of pre-orders. And so once I get to a certain amount, I'm going to order them. But this is a scarcity because once I get to that amount, I'm ordering them, and then I'm not taking any more orders. So don't miss your chance to get the license to be badass hoodie and or a license to be badass stainless steel water bottle. I got a special deal for you if you want to buy both items. I'll give you all the information, but that's not what this is about. Today is about Groundhog Day. What does Groundhog Day mean? I watched the movie Groundhog Day years and years ago, and I have felt myself that I have lived that kind of story many times. You know the movie I'm talking about, right? Where who is it? Bill Murray goes out and he goes out to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, to cover the groundhog story, but he keeps repeating the same day over and over and over again until he figures out a new life path. I enjoy that movie, I do, but it does feel like we're kind of living in perpetual Groundhog Day right now, and doesn't it, with the movie? So being that today is Groundhog Day and it's the day to do the Successful Badassery podcast, I couldn't help but bring it up. Do you feel like you're just kind of living the same day over and over again? Or see, right now, mental health is at the forefront of business and personal life. Whereas before you might have been able to ignore it. And I, as a therapist, when I go out and I'm, and I do networking and marketing stuff too, because I do coaching and training and speaking, and I have the Badass program. But, my core business is my license, my practice, my psychotherapy practice. So when I'm out talking to other people who aren't in my psychotherapy practice, because I don't really need to market or network for being a psychotherapist, I've got plenty of clients. So when I'm talking about all the other elements, oh man, we could really use somebody like that. Oh man, I really could use some therapy right now. I hear it all the time, whether I'm talking to a business executive who's admitting that they're overwhelmed, or I'm talking to an employee of, let's just say, a radio group, because that's a lot of people I've talked to. And, and I always get this, oh, there's a bunch of curmudgeons in this radio industry and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, so let's change that. You guys are so used to the status quo, and you think that nobody's going to do anything about it. Well, who's going to be bold and be brave and be confident enough to be badass, to implement some sort of a mental health component to your culture at work? So there are no clear solutions right now that exist. Honestly, there isn't, except anything mental health related that teaches you new skills, new tools, new way of thinking, helping you learn how to shift your perspective or see things from a different view is great. I love all of those kinds of trainings. They're always interesting, whether you're studying the personalities test or the Enneagram, or you're doing any of these other programs. I specifically am trained in heart math, which is heart rate variability, helping you to reduce the stress or reduce the negative impact on stress on your body by allowing yourself to feel the good, happy, healthy emotions that you are capable of feeling. And what occurs in this is that it changes your brain chemistry, your body chemistry. It reduces the level of cortisol in your body, which is the stress hormone. So I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter what your personality is or what your Enneagram is or what your horoscope is. We all have stressors, and your body and your brain doesn't know the difference between a big stress and a little stress. So a good mental health tip is kind of know the difference. You've got to know the difference. And if it's a small stress, you got to learn to let it go. I tell clients all the time, it's like, be Teflon, it's use your Teflon, bracelets and, like Wonder Woman did, and just like get all the little stresses. Don't let them affect you, because then you'll have a lot more energy, positive energy, when those big stressors come, that you can reduce the negative impact. I do have an article I wanted to share with you. I found it in Psychology Today. Obviously, it's one of my go-to my go-to articles or websites that I go to. I also advertise in Psychology Today, so it does make sense, doesn't it? So this is something called Mental Health in the Workplace, what the Showtime hit Billions can teach us. And this was just written a couple weeks ago from Sarah Kennedy. I will put the link in the show notes. And I'm just gonna read and paraphrase for you, because it is very interesting. The key points are that in a study of 1,500 employed professionals, nearly 60% reported symptoms of a mental health condition in the past 12 months. 60%. Do you know that it used to be 25%? When I started doing this kind of work and marketing to businesses, I would tell them that 1 in 4 of your staff is suffering from some sort of a mental illness condition, mental health issue. Now it's 60%. That means 2 out of 3. I mean, if I try to do that, 2 out of 3 or 4 out of 5. Research indicates that every dollar spent on supporting those with mental health issues returns $4 to the economy. Companies would be smart to consider investing in their employees' mental health, given the stress and uncertainty of this coming year. It's that time of year when business pundits and influencers are making predictions of 2022. And perhaps that was in the back of this author's mind as she was watching the Showtime hit series Billions over the holidays. And I remember when I was marketing myself, someone says, oh, you're like that in-house performance coach. Yes, that's what businesses need now. You need a go-to person who can be that performance coach. So mental health crisis, even before COVID, research showed shocking levels of stress among workers. The findings in 2019 Mindshare Partner Study surveyed the 1,500 employed professionals working in nonprofit, for-profit, and government organizations. 60% have reported symptoms of mental health condition. 50% of those claimed the symptoms were present for more than 30 days. And then 61% claimed their mental health issues negatively impacted their work productivity. About 33% claimed that mental health was a contributing factor for why they resigned. Now, I see a lot in, I also read the Business Times and, things like that. Not the Business Times, but, business articles as well. And there is this great resignation and the inability to find skilled workers and the inability to even hire anybody to come to non-skilled jobs. So businesses are having to shut their doors and have less hours, offer less services. I've experienced that myself, where you just got to be calm with the person who is showing up to work. Yeah, customer service has definitely taken a back seat. The challenge for leaders right now is that they should be expected to play, they can't be expected to play the role of the counselor. They're already stretched beyond their limits, and the vast majority of them aren't even equipped to handle some of the psychological issues that emerge when people are highly stressed, extremely anxious, or completely burned out. Successfully providing the kind of guidance requires years of professional training and experience. So, a solution for companies that will take in 2022, those companies that take a proactive approach to this growing mental health crisis, they're going to be able to beef up their benefits packages. They might include a variety of subsidized or fully covered digital solutions to support mental health needs, expand their talent management ecosystems to monitor for signs of mental distress, and establish programs to help prevent it. They could consider hiring their own in-house psychotherapists, psychologists, or counselors. Sounds like an expensive proposition, but you know what? For every dollar spent supporting those with mental health issues returns $4 to the economy. And that's from a 2018 article found in Harvard Business Review. So the bottom line, your company will only be as productive, innovative, and successful as the collective minds of your team members. So taking steps to protect and support those minds is like having an outstanding insurance policy. None of us knows what's ahead. Think 2020 or 2021. But mentally healthy team members will be the best possible position to respond and thrive. I tell this to my clients all the time. And when they, like for example, my Badass certification class, I've got some testimonials running now, video testimonials running, and noticing that these people had gained some confidence. Some of these people that you see on these videos didn't want to do a video, but decided that they were going to step out of their comfort zone because they were in such a great mood after the Badass certification class. Because guess what? I used some of these psychological tools on them to help them shift their mindset and feel better. And it changed their heart rate variability. It calmed them down, changed the rhythm of their heart. Why? Because I use music and I tell stories and I teach you how to connect your happy, warm memories that make you feel good with music. It shifts your attitude and your mindset within 3 minutes. You want to know more? Hit me up. I promise. I will give you some really great sound counsel, because if you've got a business, I want to be your in-house psychological performance coach for your team, and we should talk about that. But meanwhile, I do know what my problem is. Do you know what yours is? Let me help you solve it by flipping the format on your fear of it. It's not enough these days to be a badass. You've got to be licensed. It will give you the credibility and the determination and the attitude that you and your team needs. You could turn your dreams and your aspirations into reality, but it doesn't happen by sheer luck or wishful thinking. It requires you to have a set of actionable goals, build sustainable habits, step into the growth zone, and master your motivation. Now listen, conversation with my good friend the other day, I'm not going to name her, but I do refer to her as the mayor of my village. Now she just got back from a 30-day sabbatical and looked great, looked rested and relaxed, didn't do any work or any business, just read a bunch of books, went to bed when she felt like it, and got up when she felt like it. And what she loved about it is that she didn't read any self-help books or goal-setting books or anything like that, because right now, man, the hustle has got to stop. We are not in a hustle economy. Now, sure, there might be great things that are occurring and you've got to work towards those great things. But the example that my friend shared was, I didn't want to do any of that. I needed the sabbatical. And now she's come back and she's refreshed and she's renewed and she's rejuvenated with a whole new attitude. Now, once that happens, what are you going to do about it? I experienced that a couple of years ago, and I shared about it on one of my first, actually it was my first trip to Sedona. And it was right in the midst of all of this pandemic stuff, and a lot of things were still closed down. But I experienced that healing that I needed. I took time away from the day-to-day grind, and this is what my friend did, rediscovering something new about yourself, and then focus on that passion. You know, my passion is not sales or marketing. You know, that is not where I'm passionate. I am passionate about being creative and writing and coming up with clever and innovative solutions. The marketing and the networking, the sales has to go along with it. So what I'm working on in this coming year is finding that person that I can bring on that loves sales and marketing. So I can just focus on the creation of products and innovative writing and things like that. I don't want to write another self-help book, but the Badass book is almost done. I don't even have a title for it. You guys are going to help me name it. But it's almost finished with editing. It's been with my editor for a while. It's going to be produced and published in the next, I'm going to say 90 days, in the next 90 days, and it'll have my Badass logo on it. It'll be the first book published with that License to be Badass logo. It might even say, it's not enough to be badass. You've got to be licensed to be badass, and here's your toolkit. Hey, maybe that's it. Let me know what you think about that. But that is the point, and why I created the License to be Badass program, to give you the tools you need to succeed. A toolbox full of fresh solutions to the problems that you have right now. Fresh ideas and ways to be strategic and successful. Whatever your definition of success is, whether it's business, financial, relationships, whether you want to get a new home, a new car, you get the picture. The tools are the same. It's the mindset that matters. So when you begin with my Badass Habits ebook, you get a free License to be Badass sticker, and it'll prove to be an instant attitude adjustment. Like I said, people are raving, and I'm very thankful for everyone who's been posting pictures of the License to be Badass sticker. In fact, shout out to the JDS family. That is JDS Studios, JDS Actors Studio, the JDS family, Scott and Diane Strand, and their entire staff, because I gave them a bunch of stickers. It was really one of those kismet kind of meetings here over at Michelle's place last week, which prompted Diane and I to connect and me to give Scott a bunch of stickers. And then Diane and I just recorded a Mustang Monday that's going to actually publish on Monday. You know, because that's how it goes. So I want you to tune in on Monday. Come back Monday for Mustang Monday with Diane Strand. And she's going to tell us all about how she and her husband are not only business partners in business, but they're business partners in life as well. And they created this really cool program, which, I don't know, I'm just kind of learning about it, getting a little more details, and thinking that that might be some answer to my badass passions. You know, so you just don't know. You never know who you're going to meet when you open yourself up to having a different kind of conversation. Open yourself up to thinking differently. So many people are so stuck in their box. And I want to say, take the box off your head, okay? Take the box off your head and shine a little light in there, you know, and come up with some fresh ideas. And if you don't know how to do that, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you flip the format on your fear of failure. I am Kelly Orchard, the Badass Certifier. I think that's going to be it for this Wednesday. But be sure to tune in on Monday for a new fresh episode of Mustang Monday. It's in the can and ready to go. And so what's happening is I want you to get the Badass Habits ebook, and let me send you a sticker too. And then when you get that sticker, please share it on social media and make sure you let me know it's there and tag me, and we'll have a little conversation. All right, take it away, Mr. Ocean.
The most offensive F word you know is fear. A badass becomes fearless. Flipping the format on the fear of failure. Snag your Badass Habits ebook. Get started on your badass journey. Go to licensetobebadass.com.